I wrote my first rap and it went like this. Well, let me tell you about a trip a time ago. I was going there to run a cold-blooded show. I ain't gonna do the rest, but that was it. That was the beginning of it.
From I used to love her to her love, over these years, how has your relationship with hip hop evolved and grown?
I look at hip hop as one of the greatest gifts in my life and like one of the most important loves of my life.
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, you have the ego.
I got an ego.
Do you want the tea? Do you want
Look, let me
the
tell you,
EGOT?
Yes, artists, we do it because we love the art, but we like the recognition. Achieving an Oscar award for me was like one of the greatest achievements in my life.
Let's talk about the space of love and the role it plays in your life.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the thing I strive for most. It's what I wake up in the morning declaring, and it's what I do my best to practice in my daily life. And not just love, I'm not talking just romantic love. When I talk about love, I'm talking about it in the way that's like love for God, love for self, love for others, love for people who hurt you. So that entails forgiveness and compassion, all those things that fall under the umbrella of love. You know, the people I've admired throughout my life, the Dr. Kings, the Toni Morrisons, God bless her soul, and like Muhammad Ali's, they were able to function on that level. Gandhi, you know, like I'm striving to love on the God level.
We talk about love and your journey towards more love.
Yeah.
What did you learn through the process of writing? Because you were very vulnerable and you went to some very sensitive places.
Like I talked about a lot of things that me as a black man, just as a man, you know, you don't normally hear. As somebody in hip hop, you won't hear somebody in hip hop normally talking about therapy. Some people are starting to talk about it, and I salute them, like the Jay-Z's and the Kanye's who have said, but as black men, we don't, you know, and men, women too, sometimes we don't talk about it in our culture, about therapy, talking about being molested. Those are things, you know, that are kind of taboo. And because they're taboo, it kind of helps the cycle to be repeated because people hide it under the bed, you know, and until it's discussed and dealt with, then we won't stop the cycle. And I feel like discussing these things in the book was not only therapeutic and healing for me, but it also was hopefully a green light for people of different backgrounds to be like, man, I can talk about this.
You mentioned Jay-Z and Kanye West. You're all leaders in the culture. So do you reach out to each other to model mental health awareness and mental health mutual sharing and communication?
Yeah, I think, you know, for me, I've been able to just show my support. Like when after I watched the Jay-Z interview, he said, like, he said, man, I've sold drugs, I've been shot at, but the hardest thing I had to do was work on myself. And he was talking about through the therapy. So when I did see him, I told him, man, I was really like, not only impressed, just inspired, and thought that was like beautiful for somebody at his level. And you know, with his swag and coolness, and just like everybody loved Jay-Z, for him to talk about and be vulnerable and open, right? It's look how many young men and women will probably be like, okay, I can show my human side. I can show the sides of me that aren't sure, you know. So I thought that was powerful. I let him know, and obviously, Kanye, I definitely have, you know, shown him support as he goes through his journey, you know, through dealing with mental health and mental wellness. So yeah, I think for me, it's about just acknowledging the truth. Like, yo, thank you, man.
Yeah.
It's good, good. I appreciate you doing that.
Someone else who's also teaching you as you share is Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Who I think, from what we can glean from the writing from you, is kind of your dating coach?
Well, I mean...
Like you get dating advice from Michelle Obama?
I mean, I have got some dating advice from her. I don't call her every moment, but yeah, she gave me some wisdom when it came to dating. It coming from Michelle Obama and the way she described things, I just was able to receive a lot of good information and wisdom when it came to relationships. And then I also was like looking and saying like, man, I love the relationship that President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama have, just from a distance and the time I've been able to spend with them. It's just like a beautiful relationship. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna take your advice because you look like you got a great, healthy marriage.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really loved our conversation.
Thank you.
It was
I loved
so
it.
great to meet you.
Great
Thank
to
you.